Hey everyone, my name is Everette Taylor, CEO of Kickstarter. I'm honored today to be in the presence of the talented Julia Kwamya as we spotlight our Black Creator Series this month. Julia is a musician and multi-disciplinary artist. She has released incredible music under her own name as well as the alias Germans. Julia, so happy to have you here with us today. Just to start off, what is the difference between you releasing music under your name, Julia Kwamya, and Germans, the alias?
I would say I started writing these songs when I was 26. Oh God, so this is about 10 years ago. And I was still, trying to find my way, find my own confidence, strength in doing this thing. So I used a moniker, and I think at the time everyone had a the name, like the Hives, the Strokes, whatever. And so I was like, let me cover it up too, until I feel good about what I'm doing, right? And I didn't really want my music to be about what I look like or anything like that. Cut to 2019, I'm in a pretty awful, atrocious car accident that left me paralyzed, and I woke up from a coma.
Wow.
And the first thing I thought, of course you wake from a coma, what's the first thing you think? Oh, I gotta finish my record and I'm changing my name to my name.
Wow.
Because I did not want to mask myself anymore. I didn't want to hide what I was about, who I am, Oftentimes people say it takes like a big moment like this for you to either reconcile with something you just hadn't yet or just even change. And I think that was the moment for me, I needed to change my name. I just needed to stand securely in who I was. So it's all the same music, just now it's me.
I'm just curious, how does your identity as a Black woman, how did that play into wanting to use the alias?
Well, if you're a Black indie woman at that time, you were probably doing alt and B stuff. And my music is not particularly alt and B. And I'd talk to people, and before I could even share my music or whatever, they just assumed that it was. So the alias was in part because I just wanted people to listen to it and not have any sort of predisposition or assumption of what it was going to be because of what I looked like.
You yourself are half Ghanaian and half Ugandan. How has that experience growing up as an African in this country and as an African creator and growing up in an African household, how has that influenced your experience as a musician?
My mother's very musical, she's always humming or singing something, and I think she always, her number one priority was to remind us that we're Ghanaian, despite being born here. So growing up, she'd play Igbo Taylor, she would play E.T. Mensah. So she played us all that stuff that she listened to. She was also obsessed with disco, American disco. So I think just her musical energy has always inspired me in this way.
This is the era of the independent artist.
Okay.
And how does it feel to be an independent artist in this time and space in the industry? And how do you find it navigating as an independent artist who's also a Black woman?
Navigating this indie world as a Black woman is interesting. I mean, like I told you, I masked my entire name so I could do exactly what I want. And I think the appeal of being an independent artist is having that creative freedom, that creative liberty to do what you want. I mean, at least in theory. I take full ownership of my music, what production label stuff I'm building for myself. It's a real business to me. And I did not expect that kind of evolution. I mean, I've always been entrepreneurial, but I think it makes me feel empowered to be this independent Black artist in a certain way because no one can write what I write.
Was there anything about trying to crowdfund or raise money that was very unique to your experience as a Black woman? Maybe there were certain things you felt more uncomfortable with as a Black woman, or things that, challenges you may have faced.
There is an element of okay, Black woman asking for something, all the American connotations of what it is to be Black, oh, it's a handout. No, this is a project. I work in finance now, so I'm watching these guys, like, this is what they do for life, like asking people for money for things that they care about. But there's an element of belief that I think a lot of white males don't really bat their eye. They're like, oh yeah.
I think the world of you, and I think the world of your music. I was listening on the way here, and I'm really excited for you and the new projects that you're going to bring to the world. So thank you for your time. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
And thank you, Kickstarter. I mean, you guys are incredible.